Good morning. We're going to give just a second for everyone to come in, but while we're waiting, let me go ahead and introduce myself to those of you who might be watching on the replay, maybe on YouTube. So my name is Buffy Hood. I've been with Premier Designs Jewelry for the last 9 years, and Premier Designs is a direct service and direct sales company. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. So I have been with Premier for 9 years. This is something that I just absolutely love, love, love to do. Not something I ever dreamed of doing, not something I ever thought I wanted to do. But here we are. I'm absolutely loving it and couldn't imagine doing anything else at this point. So I just like to be able to pop on here, be able to share my experiences. And one thing that I do ask is that thank you for that, Jenny. So one thing that I do ask is, as you're here, as you're coming in and joining us, if you're here for the very first time here with us live on Periscope, please go ahead and put a 1 in the box along with your first name so that I can welcome you properly. Thank you so much for those hearts already. For those of you doing the live broadcast as well as our replay viewers, don't forget that you can give a lovely little tap on that screen, show some hearts, show some love. That just lets me know that I am providing you with some useful content. Good morning, Ray. So that just lets me know that I am providing some useful content to you, lets me know that you are here, that you're appreciating what you're hearing, and maybe even in some cases, feeling convicted about what you're hearing. So I have a feeling that today might be one of those days. So if you have any followers that you think might be able to get something out of this, then please feel free to go ahead and invite those followers right now. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, thank you. Please go ahead and invite them now. You can do so by either swiping over, swiping up, depending on your device. You can also click the little Perryman, and that will allow you to share broadcast and share with followers. So again, thank you so very much. Girl, I had never considered this combo before either, to be very honest. Much of my jewelry is packed away in a different bag, and when I was going to grab stuff, these were laying in a tray together it was a tray of jewelry that hasn't been in our kit for a little while, and so I put it on. And then, of course, I have the medallion strand from Sugar Rush as well. So, yeah, so we're just all jingly, all jingly. So, we are going to get right into this because I have a feeling that this is going to be good. And y'all, this was totally a God thing. This was not a me thing, okay? This is something that convicts me. Therefore, we're going to talk about it, because if it's something that I deal with, I can only assume that there are other people out there who also deal with this. So it's something that I wanted to share. And if here's what I'll say. As we're going through this, of course, as you know, I love seeing that flow of hearts, but I also like hearing from you guys. So as I say some things today that might really be convicting you, it's okay to put in an ouch, to put in a amen, to put in a I deal with that too, okay? So please feel free to be commenting as well during this, okay? If I miss any questions or that sort of thing, I apologize, because I'm gonna try to just roll with this. Okay. All right. Is everyone ready? Okay. Put a ready in the box if you're ready. It's gonna be tough. I'm telling you, it's gonna be tough, but it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. Okay. All right. So how many of you have looked at your business, okay, and said, it's not really doing what I had hoped it would? I'm really struggling here. Okay, if you've dealt with that, put a 1 in the box or put a me, whatever you'd like to put, okay? And you've kind of looked at your business and went, what the world? Like, why is this not doing what I wanted to do? And blah, blah, blah. Okay, all right. Then y'all are going to feel me, okay? All right, so how many of you have looked at your business and said, my business is just falling apart. My shows are canceling. People don't want to call me back. Nobody seems to want free jewelry. Nobody, like, just, like, it's not working. It's not working. Okay. Have you felt that way? All right. So let me share this. Okay, let me share this. Ecclesiastes 10:18 says, because of laziness, the building decays, and through idleness of hands, the house leaks. Okay, now I want you to think about this for a moment. How many of us could possibly look at those cancellations of shows, or the hostess that won't call us back, or what else did I have there? Okay, any of those type things. How many of us could look at those things and go, but you know what? I did kind of drop the ball a little bit. Like, she booked several months ago and I haven't really kept up with her. I haven't really stayed in contact with her. You know what? Come to think of it, I didn't even get her Facebook event set up for her until like 10 days before the event. You know what? I don't even know. Did I get her a hostess packet? I don't even know if I sent her a hostess packet. Okay. So here's the thing. Sometimes those things happening, even though the hostess was in control of whether or not she held that show, or even though she's in control of whether or not she calls you back, sometimes those things are because of us. It's because of how we have previously handled our relationship with her. Okay? Perhaps we didn't send out those hostess postcard reminders. Perhaps we didn't do a hostess coaching, whether via phone, whether in person, whatever. Okay, perhaps we didn't even send out the hostess packet. Perhaps we didn't set up a Facebook event, or we failed to send out the invitations that we told her we would send out. Who knows? Okay, there's lots of different things. It very well could have been our responsibility. Now, hear me when I say this, okay? Hear me when I say this. Not always will that be the case, okay? Sometimes you will just have hostesses who flake, and that's okay as long as you did your part, okay? As long as you're doing your part, and sometimes those cancellations and reschedules still happen, that's okay. Keep chugging along, all right? But really think about it. When those things happen, ask yourself, did I build the relationship with her that I should have? Did I do the tasks that I should have done leading up to that show to make sure that she felt comfortable and confident that she was going to be able to have a good show, and that I was going to take the best care of her possible? Okay? And if you didn't do those things, then you may have been the cause of that, not her. Okay? Yes, and here's the thing, Jenny. Sometimes it's not us. But like I said, you want to ask yourself. So if you're using those hostess information sheets, look at that hostess information sheet. If you haven't done any of the things on there, then it could have been your fault. Okay? But if you did send out the hostess packet, and you did follow-up call with her, and you did friend her on Facebook, and you did do the Facebook event for her, and you did all these things, and she still canceled, it's her issue, not yours. Okay? So just make sure that you're taking a good look at yourself and asking, was this something that you could have had a little bit more control over? Okay? And here's the thing. We all know that as you build relationships with people, it's going to be more difficult for them to not follow up with you. Okay? Because they're going to feel that sense of kind of like camaraderie, all right, where they're going to want to, be friends with you. They're going to want to talk to you. They're going to want to. So when you call them and say, hey girl, it's me, just calling to check in on your upcoming show, give me a call back. If you have built a good relationship with her, she's going to want to call you back. All right. If you have not, if you have let her down, and she's realizing this is the very first time that you've reached out to her, said she scheduled that show 3 months ago, that may be why she doesn't feel conviction to call you. Okay. All right. Next one. How many of you have ever said, why do I really need to go to training? I mean, I know it's good information, but I really don't have time. And there's all these other things going on that I can go and do. I mean, like, I know what I'm doing. I can do this. I can, you'd be surprised how many people must have that attitude, because there's a lot of people not showing up at trainings. Okay. I know it sounds weird, but here's the thing. If you're here, chances are it's because you want to learn, which means you probably don't miss trainings, but you'd be surprised the number of people who do. Okay. Yes. Okay. So here's the next one for that. Proverbs 26:16. The lazy man is wiser in his own eyes than 7 men who can answer sensibly. Okay. You will have people out there who will, no, I got this. I got this. I don't need to go to trainings. I don't need to look, they all say the same thing anyway. If I went to one training, I've seen them all. Okay. You will have some people in your downline who will have that mentality. Okay. And that's where this comes into play. All right. A lazy man is wiser in his own eyes than 7 men who can answer sensibly. Look, there are so many people out there willing to share their experiences, willing to share things that they've picked up over the years. Don't dismiss that. Don't dismiss that, okay? Because it is a phenomenal thing to not only gather the information, but put it to use, okay? Put it to use. All right, how about this one? It's too hard. It's really too hard. I don't, you know what? I'll be better able, yes, okay. I'll be better able to work my business when things really slow down a little bit. But right now, it's just too hard. It's just too hard. Have you guys ever felt that way? If you have, put a 1 in the box. If you've ever said, you know what, when things slow down, when it's not so chaotic, you know, when the sports schedule slow down, when, you know, well, maybe when school's back in, that'll be easier for me. And then you'll have other people who will say, well, in the summertime, it'll be easier for me. You know, right now school's so hectic and this is hectic and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Proverbs 24 says, the lazy man will not plow because of winter, and he will beg during harvest and have nothing. Okay. Yes. All right. So here's the thing. There's never a better time than now. There's never a better time than now. And if you keep waiting for things to slow down, you will be waiting the rest of your life, because it will never slow down. We will always fill our time with something. Always. Okay? So here's the thing. You need to be diligent in just doing the work. Okay? And doing it in the nooks and crannies of your life, sure. Okay? There may be times where some seasons you may have hours upon hours to be able to work your business. And other times you may have just 15 minutes a day to be able to work your business. But here's the thing. You need to always be doing something. If Premier is not in the forefront of your mind on a regular basis, you will not have a business. You just won't, because it'll be so easy to just keep pushing it aside, pushing it aside, pushing it aside, going, eventually I'll pick it back up, I'll pick it back up, I'll pick it back up, and guess what? You never will. You just won't. Okay? All right. How about this one? I'm not really comfortable doing that. I don't want to do that. Okay? I'm not really comfortable doing it. I know everybody keeps saying that in order to do this, you should go do that, but I'm just not really comfortable with that. Maybe it's the deal or no deal game. Okay. Maybe it's whatever, but I'm not really comfortable doing that. Okay. Anyone ever felt that way? Anyone ever felt like, I know the leaders keep saying we should do this and we should do this, but I'm just not there yet. Okay. Well, here's what Proverbs 21:25 says. The desire of the lazy man kills him, for his hands refuse to labor. Okay. Yes. Okay. The desire of the lazy man kills him, for his hands refuse to labor. So here's the thing. You have people telling you things that work, go do them. Okay, stop refusing it because you're not comfortable, or stop refusing it because it just doesn't sound like something you want to do. Okay, you need to get out there and go do those things. And here's the thing. The sooner that you get out there and do them, and the more often that you get out there and do them, the more comfortable you will be. Okay, comfort doesn't come from not doing. Comfort comes from doing over and over and over, and becoming to where it's just a habit, and it is just something that comes naturally, instead of it being something that you're not comfortable with. Okay. All right. Here's another one. Why isn't this business working for me? Like, I've been in 3 years. This girl's been in like 6 months and she's already designer. She's doing this, she's doing that. Like, how, I mean, why is this business not working for me? It's just not working. How are all these other people able to promote so quickly? How are they having 100 shows a year when I can barely squeak by with 24? Okay. All right. So Proverbs 13:4 says, "The soul of a lazy man desires and has nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made rich." All right. So here's the thing. Chances are that girl who hit designer, it's not because she got lucky. It's not because she just had a whole flock of friends that were just willing to just jump on board with her. Okay. It's because she went out and worked her tail off and she had shows and she shared the business. Okay. For those who are doing 100 shows a year, again, this is not well, they just have the luck of it all. They just seem to have good hostesses that keep wanting to do shows. Okay, well, there's something to be said for that. If they have hostesses that are lining up, supposedly, okay, all right. And here's the thing, right? So often people just assume that, well, she just got lucky, okay? I've even heard people say, well, she's able to be so good at what she does because her husband helps her, or she has a friend that goes along and helps her at all these things, or maybe she's so successful because, well, I don't know, maybe she's not doing things the way she's supposed to do. Okay, seriously. Okay, you'd be surprised. All right, but here's the thing. Many of those same people who are sitting back looking and comparing and giving themselves these little pity parties, it's because they're not working. All right. It's because they're not working and those other people did. So when you are seeing people be recognized for things, don't let that little envious, jealousy monster come out in you. Instead, you need to look at them and praise them and be like, dang, girl, I know that took some work. Congrats to you, because that is awesome. Okay. And you need to be genuine in that. You need to be, congratulating them when they get these promotions, not looking and picking and everything else to try and figure out what she did or how she did it, that she was able to get there, and assume that it's because she's just one of the lucky. Okay, that's not it. If you want to ask her how she did it, go ask her. Okay, and then listen to what she says and be willing to do that. All right. I know Randy Draper has shared many, many, many times that many people want to be where they are, but they don't want to do the work that it took to get there. They don't want to have to be in $750,000 in debt. That was a great motivator for them to do what they did. They don't want to have to deal with any of that. They don't want to have to deal with all the struggles. They don't want to have to deal with all the failures. They simply want that title, that level of income, and that home that they're living in now. They want all that, but they don't want to have to go through the work to be able to get it. Okay? Watch yourself with that. All right. Do I still have y'all? I haven't seen any hearts in a while. I haven't seen any comments in a while. Just want to make sure y'all are still here. Is this convicting anyone today? Is this like, hitting home for anyone today? Has anyone ever felt this? Okay. Awesome. Okay. Glad to hear it. Okay. How about this one? I know others have succeeded in this business. No problem, Tammy. I know others have succeeded in this business, but I haven't. It's just not working for me. It's just not working for me. I know the Drapers have done it. I know the Googes have done it. I know all these people have been out there doing these things, but look, I'm not them, and this just doesn't work for me. Anyone ever felt that way? Yeah? Okay, so how about this? Proverbs 15:19. The way of the lazy man is like a hedge of thorns, but the way of the upright is a highway. So guess what? If you start doing the things that you know your leadership is telling you to do, that is where that highway of success is. Okay? Awesome, Tanya. No problem. Okay? So you have people in this business who share with you consistently to say, look, these are the things that I did to get where I'm going. And here's the problem. If you're not doing those things, chances are it might be because you are just flat out refusing to do those things. Okay. And I know I hate the word lazy and everything else because that has such a bad vibe to it. But let's be real. Okay. Let's be real. Are we actually working our businesses to the degree that we could be? Okay. Are we actually doing everything that we could be? Okay. There's a quote, I believe I shared it on here before. I think it was from Thomas Edison. Okay. Of something along the lines of, just remember, when you think you have exhausted all possibilities, you haven't. All right. And we're so quick to say, I've talked to everyone and no one wants to do a jewelry show. Well, with the ridiculous number of people that there are on the face of this earth, let alone in this nation, I can promise you, you have not talked to everyone. Because if you have talked to everyone, I wouldn't still be meeting people who have never heard of Premiere. Okay? So we have to start being real with ourselves, and we have to stop using these excuses of, I've tried everything and it's just not working. You haven't tried everything, or it would be working. That's, I know that might be an ouch. I know that might be a tough thing to hear, but it's true. Okay? All right. Now, this is one of my my least favorite, but probably one of the ones that I hear the most. Okay? Which is, if God wants me in this business, he'll make it work. If God wants me in this business, he'll make it work. Okay? I keep saying, Lord, if you want me in this business, then you need to show me something. You need to show me something. Okay? No. No, 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 no. Okay? 2 Thessalonians 3:10. For even when we were with you, we commanded you this: if anyone will not work, neither shall he eat. Okay? I'm telling you, I've heard this. I've heard people say, well, I keep praying that if the Lord wants me to do this, that he will send people my way. Well, girl, you got to get out there and look for them. Okay? When people say, well, I've prayed that if this is what the Lord wants me to do, that he would help me be successful. Okay, but you must do the work. As someone just said, I'm sorry I didn't see who it was, but you have to give him something to bless. He can't bless your efforts if you are providing none. Okay? So don't sit and wait. When people say, well, I often hear we need to be still and wait on the Lord. Sometimes that is the case. When it comes to working a business, that is a spiritual veil for laziness. Okay? When you say, I'm going to sit and just wait on the Lord, that is a spiritual veil for laziness. Stop it. Stop it. Okay? Yes. Yes, exactly. When we are called to be still and wait upon the Lord, it is for clarity. It is for guidance. It is for all of it is not for work. It's not for work. Okay? Y'all, I'm telling you, you would be amazed. You would be amazed at some of the things that I have heard over the years. All right? And here's what I'm telling you. Stop making excuses for why other people are successful and you're not. I've prayed and prayed, and I'm truly working my business. What else can I or should I do? Well, here's what I'd say to that. First off, I have absolutely no idea what you have already done. But what I would say is go to your upline, okay, and find out from them some additional things. Share with them exactly what you have been doing and find out what else you could be doing. Okay. So here's the thing. Thank you for that, Anita. So here's the thing. Okay. Again, you can, not only can you go to your upline, but guess what? You can also research. You can pop on Google is a wonderful thing. You can pop on Google and say ideas for direct sales, okay, or booking ideas for direct sales, or sponsoring ideas for direct sales, whatever. But here's the thing, you also have a whole slew, for those of you who are jewelers, you have a whole slew, thank you, of tools at your fingertips right on the Premier website. Okay, right there on the Premier website. All right, there are tons of books and everything else. Yes, there's tons of books out there too. As an example, one of my favorite is Where to Find Customers When You've Run Out of Family and Friends. That's by Christy Northrup, and you can find that on Amazon. Okay, that's wonderful, awesome. I do not design or make. I do. I simply sell it and show people how to use it. I don't have time to be creating and designing. I leave that to the experts. I just wear it and show it and etc. Yes. And here's the thing. Yes, you still need to. Okay, y'all. If the Drapers or the Gouges or any of them, okay, and they just always are the first ones to come to my mind. Okay, no, sir, not for Sell and Dot. I am a independent distributor with Premier Designs. Yes, with Premier Designs jewelry. So anyway, when I think about them, do y'all really think that they never struggled in their business? Do you really think that they never came to a point in time where they had no shows on their calendar, or when they had no jewelers in their downline, or when they went from this level down to this level? That is Christy Northrup, and you can find that on Amazon.com. It's called Where to Find Customers When You've Run Out of Family and Friends. Okay, so here's what I'll say. All right, we just need to be very careful of making excuses for why our business isn't working if we are not. Okay, you just got it in the mail yesterday. Awesome, Jenny. Girl, start looking at it, because I'm telling you, there are lots of different ideas in there. All right, so we must be very careful. Stop using excuses of that is mostly right, but it's North Rupp, so it's R-U-P. Honestly, I don't have to buy from any suppliers. I send my orders to Premier Designs. They provide us a catalog. I send the orders to Premier, and they fill them. So my job is really rather simple. Yes. So here's my thing. So often we use excuses for why our business isn't working, and we try to, well, it's because of this. It's because I have to work full time, or it's because my husband doesn't support me, or it's because, I just don't have as many people in my downline, or I don't have this, or I don't have this. No, my dream is not to own my own shop. No, sir. I have the best of both worlds, because I get to work from home, and I do not have to, I don't have to deal with any of that overhead stuff. I don't have to deal with any of the headaches of that stuff, but I still get to be my own business owner. So yes. I don't know why. I don't understand why all these trolls are suddenly coming in, but y'all really, you're not going to get anything from me or anybody else in this. We're not going to give you the attention that you want, so you might just want to move on. So yes, so we are going to head on out. If you'd like to catch the replay, it'll be here. So for those of you who have stuck this out with me, thank you. Does anybody have any questions about what we have already discussed? Anybody have any questions? If you have a question about anything that we have already discussed, feel free to put a 1 in. I know, this is crazy. All right, no problem. No problem. Feel free to pop back over. Thank you. All right. Okay, well, we are going to let you all go ahead and go. Don't forget, we will be back on here tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Tomorrow is Thursday, so that will be our Truth Be Told Thursday. So feel free to pop back over. Basically, Truth Be Told Thursdays is where you have an opportunity to ask me the who, the what, the where, the when, the how, all that of what it is that I choose to do in my business personally. So then any questions that you might have, feel free to pop back over tomorrow and check out the live broadcast so that you can have your questions answered. So thanks so much again for joining us. Look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.